Okay, this is Brant and Julia from TradeGuild.blogspot.com. Say hi, Julia.
Hi.
Yeah, the lovely and talented Julia. That's my wife. Looking good tonight, too. All right, let's get this video done. So, we left off with NOVN, and we're going to pick up with TUES, Tuesday Morning Corporation. And this one was on the blog, I believe last week, I think. It was on the watch list anyway. So here's another one of those rounding bottoms. Let me clean this chart up a little bit, give you something that looks a little cleaner. There we go. Okay, so here's that rounding bottom that we talk about. We like these as bases. If you want to confirm it, look for it in volume. Should round like that in volume 2. Roughly the same as the chart. And I've kind of explained what's going on here before. You have a downtrend, capitulation low there with a big break in volume. There's that capitulation low. And the selling subsides in here. And we start to see some sideways action, some accumulation. That's light because they don't want to drive up price. And then we start to enter a period of markup. And that's where the volume starts picking up again. So that's the anatomy of a rounding bottom, more or less. And this one looks like maybe we'll get a pullback to that $17 level. And this is retail discount variety stores. So I think that might be an interesting trade on a pullback to, I guess, about to that 200-day moving average or the 22-day moving average in red there, which has tracked pretty well, as you can see here. 1, 2, 3, 4 times it supported off that in the last 2 months. And if I threw that in my trend channel real quick, let's widen that up a little bit. We have a stop there at about $16, and that is moving up about 25 cents a day. So that's a pretty good stop that's locking in those profits. And maybe we'll talk more about this. I've posted this trend channel many times. So too much time there on TUES. Let's move along to NPSP. And this one, I think, maybe looks like it might be getting ready for a breakout here. I'm not sure exactly what to call this bottom, a W bottom or double bottom. I'm not really sure, but there looks to be a level of support that was functioning back here is now functioning as resistance over here, and over here. And we're just bumping into that level again right now. So I'm thinking maybe we'll see a breakout here. The volume's picking up pretty good. And the accumulation in TSV has been on a nice steady upward slope really since the capitulation low back here in May. So I think this one looks pretty decent for a long position. I don't like chasing these, but some people like to play the breakouts, so that might be one to keep an eye on. Look at the money stream on this one, boy. Ooh-wee, look at that. Major divergence there, big BOP buying. This is INSM, and I think maybe I had this on the blog last week. Let's take a look at what's going on here. Here's a gap here, capitulation. See that volume there, the gap there? That's an exhaustion gap. The top of that gap is functioning as resistance right now. We talk about gaps acting as resistance. This is called a falling window in Chinese candlestick vernacular. And it looks like we have a big ascending triangle kind of forming here. It's not confirmed in the volume, really. So it could just be a random chart pattern. But I like this INSM, and I'd really like it if I could buy it around $1.30. Maybe we're going to get a breakout here pretty soon, though, because that volume's picking up. Let's take a look at, again, that money stream profile is looking awesome. BOP is looking good, and time segmented volume is looking very nice. So INSM looks like it's ready to get rocking and rolling, up 4.2% today. Here's a CTTY. And this is a turnaround candidate, I think. We've got a nice move that happened over in here, and it kind of went sideways a little bit. Another nice move. You know, we're trading pretty much a little less than 100,000 shares here, so this is probably open to some a little bit of manipulation in these lower price stocks. But I don't know. It looks pretty good. I mean, there's a lot of accumulation that I'm seeing here. Look at money stream in this one. It's actually making all-time highs, it looks like. Yeah, it is, and price is pretty much near the lows. So that's a pretty spectacular profile in money stream. As far as how to play this one, let's take a closer look. I'd really like to buy it on a pullback to that 50-day moving average. I'm not sure if we get that. Let's take a look at what the 22-day moving average looks like here in blue. Maybe even a pullback to this volume weighted price average in the dashed red line here around 425. It's going to be probably. So CTTY is one to take a look at. Definitely experiencing some resistance up on this level. So I definitely want to buy it on a pullback. And let's see what we have next. ORB. Now this is a short that I've been in. Been talking about this a lot recently. It's in aerospace and defense. I think that one Sensei Kato brought was same sector. There's that breakdown again. I guess they're not happy about the elections coming up here, or the elections that had passed. And resistance is right in this level here. We can see that was former support over here, now functioning as resistance. So I still like this trade. I'm in it, and on an hourly chart, you know, there's that resistance we're talking about, up around 1920, 1930. And here's the big selling that's going on. And I think maybe I had something on my snap sheets. Let's take a look at that. This is my fundamental sheet for snap sheets, and there it is. Let me show you this. Just increase this window, and let me move this date pointer. Actually, it doesn't want to move. There we go. Okay, so we went from 99% down to 90% institutional sponsorship. Pretty big drop right there in August as price was ascending. So that's what we talk about, that you know, the smart money, the institutions are selling as the price is going up. They're not necessarily selling so much in here. That's the bag holders. So it looks like Orb, I think, is a pretty decent short, so I'm going to hang on to that one. And next up is LMIA. This is the Sensei Kato pick I was talking about. So let's take a look at the snap sheets on this one, because I think there's something kind of interesting going on there with insiders. Let me pull this down. Okay, insider transactions over here. Our insider holdings went from almost 48% down to 27% since May, or since April. So, you know, there's a lot of reasons that insiders can sell. I think probably, though, they're not selling because they think the stock price is going a lot higher. So that says something to me. And Sensei Kato's had some pretty nice picks in the last couple months. So take a look at LMIA. And what do we have next year? We're getting towards the end of this. This is the New York Stock Exchange Healthcare Index. Let me show you that with the 50-day moving average. You can see what's going on here. And there's that big breakdown that we've been seeing all over healthcare, and that rally back into resistance. And that's really why we're really looking at a lot of these shorts in healthcare. And I think I have one more. It's probably just another index. Yeah, S&P Healthcare Index. And again, that really puts a pretty fine point on it, I think. The breakdown, big breakdown there under that 50-day moving average. Rally back up into resistance at the 50-day moving average. Let me zoom out a little bit for you, and you can see what happened there. So this, you know, on a stock chart is an ideal area to short. Here's the ETF HCX, and you can go ahead and short HCX if you want, I guess. All right, so that will do it for tonight. Lots of ideas there, and just do your homework and see what trades you like. They're just a starting point. And don't forget to stop by the blog and check out our tag board, where we have a lot more picks every day going on, and we've got some good resources and concepts down there for you to take a look at. So thanks so much for watching, and we will see you again real soon.